All right, today we are diving headfirst into the absolutely wild and, let's be honest, hilarious world where high-fashion red carpets completely collide with the beautiful nonsense of internet culture. We're talking about a place where $1 million gown can get absolutely shredded by a single meme in seconds. Okay, let's just start right here. This quote, it perfectly sums up the raw, unfiltered, completely unapologetic vibe of online fashion critique. I mean, forget the polite commentary your parents might be used to. This is a whole new language of judgment, and it is ruthless. So what we've got here is this epic clash, right? On one side, you have the hyper-curated, super high-stakes world of the red carpet, where designers pour months into a single look. And on the other side, you have the chaotic, slang-filled digital arena that gets to judge it all instantly.
Let's look at a perfect example. On the left, we've got Kim Kardashian and Maison Margiela Couture. This is supposed to be avant-garde, high fashion. But the internet saw something totally different. They called it an urban monstrosity and, my personal favorite, a wedding cheer cover.
And this right here really shows you the disconnect. Ariana Grande steps out in this buttery yellow Givenchy dress. And keep that color in mind, we're coming back to it. The intended vibe is pure elegance, right? But to the digital world, it was immediately just an ugly, costumey-looking grandma dress. A designer's entire vision just torn apart in a single, brutal phrase. Now, what's so fascinating is that this isn't just a bunch of random angry people yelling online. No. This is a full-blown culture. It's got its own vocabulary, its own rules, its own bizarre logic, and it all comes from this one concept that has pretty much come to define the modern internet. And that concept is brainrot. Now, originally, this was a negative term, right? It was for content so fast and so low quality, it felt like it was literally melting your brain. But it's evolved. Now it's this celebrated aesthetic. It's content that's so absurd and chaotic that it becomes magnetic, and it creates this shared language of inside jokes that just bleeds into everything, especially fashion. All right, so let's see how this all comes together. This is where those two worlds, the polished, data-driven fashion industry and the chaotic reality of the internet, smash into each other in the most spectacular way. So on one side, you have the official trend forecasters. You've got companies like Huratech using sophisticated AI, analyzing millions of data points, and they predicted that creamy yellow would see a massive 22% growth in popularity for spring 2026. This is the official industry line, backed by data. And then, that trend hits the street. Emma Stone wears this exact on-trend color to the Golden Globes, and this is the internet's verdict. It's not a critique of the tailoring or the design. Nope, it's a comparison to cheese slices. This is that real-time, unfiltered, and honestly unforgettable judgment. So how in the world do you make sense of any of this? It feels like a totally different language, because, well, it is. You basically need a decoder for this whole new cultural game, and that's exactly what we're giving you next. These are the new ways to measure success. It's not just about the dress anymore. It's about having aura. That's your overall vibe, your cool factor. It's about having rizz, which is basically charisma. On the other side of that, you can get cooked, which means you are just thoroughly roasted online. And then there's mogging, when someone just completely outshines everyone else. The biggest fear? Getting publicly cooked for a fashion fail. That basically means you've lost all your credibility. Just when you think you've got the vocabulary down, you realize the rabbit hole of this slang goes so much deeper. We're about to step into the truly absurd, pure brainrot territory. And this is where things get truly wild. All of a sudden, terms like ballerina cappuccina are in the conversation. This is a character from a genre of AI-generated memes called Italian brainrot. And here's the thing. It makes absolutely no sense. That is the entire point. People use these totally absurd metaphors to create this kind of curiosity loop. You hear it, you don't get it, and you feel like you have to keep watching to figure it out. So we have this chaotic new language, these bizarre memes. What does any of this mean in the real world? Well, that's the crucial takeaway. All of this, the slang, the brainrot, it isn't just for laughs. It has created an entirely new system, a whole new economy for how celebrity and fashion actually work today. So this is the new process. An outfit isn't just worn. It's immediately fed into this gigantic digital content machine. First, you have step 1, the appearance. Then, almost instantly, we hit step 2, the digital judgment. This is where the look is roasted, memed, and picked apart. And finally, step 3, the verdict. The outfit is officially deemed either a slay, a total win, or cooked, a complete fail. And this verdict happens completely outside of what traditional fashion critics might have to say.
And this completely changes the goal of the red carpet. In this new economy, being talked about is the ultimate currency. Having a strong online presence, a positive aura, is way more valuable than just landing on some best dressed list. Why? Because engagement, clicks, shares, memes, that's what makes money. A safe, elegant look might get a polite nod, but it's not going to trend. It won't drive conversation. In this system, being safe and boring is the real fashion fail.
So we'll leave you with this to chew on. In a world that is obsessed with generating content, where a viral roast gets way more engagement than a flawless look, are we entering an era where stylists and celebrities might actually intentionally create a fashion fail? A look so wild it's guaranteed to get cooked, just so it dominates the conversation? What does it even mean for a red carpet look to be successful anymore?